Hey guys, I'm going to do another tutorial for EvoluteTools. This one involves panelization, so whatever shape or surface you have, this is a good tool for figuring out how panels are going to lay out for construction possibly. So a good example would be the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. As you can see, all the panels on the outside, how they are constructed, how they're hung up. Those are all done with things certain to this kind of program I'm about to show you, or certain to tools like this. So let's start by making some kind of, I'm gonna call this like a magic carpet kind of thing. Not really that exactly, but there we go. So let's make that. I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna do it just in place, and I'm gonna raise it up in a second. I'm gonna raise it up. You can do it off center, however you want to do. You can do this if you want. Oops, let's make it a little different. Alright, so now I'm going to loft this. So now we're lofted. I'm going to rotate it so it's more maybe like a roof piece. It's good for roofs, obviously. Panels. Alright, delete these guys. Alright, so where this works, this is an easy shape because it's just, it's four corners still. But if you have like some other complicated shape, you're gonna want to try to match the shape that you're gonna match the shape that you want your panels to mesh into. So I'm gonna show you here. I'm gonna create a mesh 3D face, and I'm gonna match up the corners. And if the corner one down here, whichever one that is, I'm not sure, but one of the ones down there will help you get to the corners easier. Be right to it. And so I'm gonna have that. And another important thing, if you guys are following along from the last tutorial, go back up to your settings. You want everything 0 except for the first two, which should be 1. So you want fairness spring and fairness curvature to be 0. So that's important, because I think I just tried this and it didn't work because of this. So now we can subdivide this with Clark. And if you guys remember from the first tutorial that I did, this is called parent to child multi-scale modeling. So I can pull this one out after I mesh that one, and I want these to be square because I don't want rectangular panels. I want more square ones. So if you click this mesh loop tool, just click here, and it'll cut these ones up into better square pieces, and then you can just delete this one. So now we have this, so let's subdivide again and column Clark, and that's as dense as I want it. And you only want one mesh here, so I only have one mesh, you can see. Alright, so now the most important step of this is you want to set this as your reference surface. So if you go up here to set reference, click that, and now it's set as a reference, you can see. And this tells the mesh which shape to form with. So if you have this one, so now we should be able to optimize, and look at that, fits right to it. So now if we optimize again, oh, that's as much as it'll go, but let me show you something real quick. But yeah, that's how that works. But I'm gonna optimize this again. I'm gonna subdivide this again, delete the coarser mesh. Now it's a little more coarse, so maybe it'll fit a little better now. So I'm gonna say optimize. If you keep clicking it, not sure why it's not working, but you can usually keep clicking it to get a better fit. Since it's not fitting maybe the way we don't really want it to, but it's not bad. See, when I before I lofted those lines, I made a little askew. And if this is a complicated shape, it could be skewed like this, or it could be maybe this kind of complicated shape, but more of a roof kind of like flat structure. So maybe won't be as skewed as this, but it's not too bad, as you can see. So let me put it back on there. Another thing, you can go up to this tool right here, analyze closeness, and you click it, and you want to click what mesh you want. Oops. And as you can see how close some of these are. So all the blue is as close as it can be, or really, really close. And then obviously the red is the ones that are further away. So it's not too bad on here. Not too bad. I can't do anything about it for some reason. Usually I thought you can. This example, I'm not sure why I can't, but if you guys are trying this and you have a little maybe more of a simple shape, even simpler than this, you should be able to push optimize a few times, and it should give you better results than this. Yeah, you can exit out of that, and that is, oops, I don't want that. That is your panelizing system for maybe a roof piece. So I'm going to show you guys another thing. So delete these. So we'll do the same thing before. So like I said, you want to match it as close as you can. Actually, let me not do this one. You want to match the reference shape as best you can with the lines you're making. So this one, maybe it's something like this. It was more of a horseshoe shape. I'm going to push enter there. And I'm going to copy this, do it in place. I'm going to raise this up. And now I'm going to say loft. Oops, loft. Now those are lofted. Get these ones out of the way. So we have this. So optimization on this one is a little bit trickier, but not close to crazy but anything. But this one you want to do the same thing. You want to match the edges. But as you can tell, once I do this, whoops, let me get those corners and try that again. Once you get the corners, get all of them again, same as the flying carpet kinda. But as you can see, this doesn't really resemble the shape that much. Like it's off a little bit. So what we're gonna do is we're still gonna subdivide this just once though. No, actually, sorry, go back. We're gonna subdivide it with this tool here, the mesh loop cut. So it just cuts it once in the middle. And so for this, I'm gonna turn the points on, and we're going to drag this back a little bit so that we'll have a better idea, or this before it is panelized, I'll have a better idea of how to shape to this. So, oops, let me turn the points off. So if we do this again with this same tool, cut these ones in half. Now turn the points on again. Now we can maybe drag this one here into that. Same with the bottom. Whoops. And there we go. Try with this one. Just want to get a close shape for it. Makes it a little easier to optimize. So that's pretty dang close for straight lines on a curved surface. So I'm gonna turn the points off. Now we can subdivide this, comma Clark. You can see it smooths it out a little more, so we don't need this one anymore. We can delete that. This is pretty close though. So let's hit optimize. Nope, I need to set this as a reference surface first. So here we push reference surface. And let's hit optimize. And there we go, it's taking its shape. And so maybe if this is on your wall piece you need to do for some panels, here's the panels in their coarseness and fineness that I chose. So now that's the basics of EvoluteTools for Rhino. So I did form finding in another tutorial. This one is panelization. It'll help you with roofs, walls, however you want panels to be hung on. And then I did another tutorial for the basics. So if you guys haven't seen those, check that out. It might help you with concepts in this one or other one. All right, thank you guys. See you later.